Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. As you guys know, 2023 NBA free agency opened up yesterday on a Friday. The New York Knicks did not make one single move, but here today on Saturday, earlier today, the New York Knicks went on to trade Obi Toppin to the Indiana Pacers for 2 second-round draft picks, and I think Obi Toppin's going to be in a good position to succeed over there in Indiana's offense run by Rick Carlisle, and at point guard Tyrese Halliburton, one of the best distributors in the game. And with Obi's athleticism, I think things are going to work out big time for Obi. I'd be surprised if they do not work out. But then you go on to take a look at the Knicks. We'll see what happens with those 2 second-round draft picks. But because we went on to trade in Obi Toppin, that did free up some cap space for the New York Knicks to get someone that they're actually favored to get when 2023 NBA free agency opened up. I would say a little over 40 minutes now. The New York Knicks did make the signing a Donte DiVincenzo. He actually played at Villanova. He went off in the national championship game. He was selected in 2018 in that draft, the 2018 NBA draft. Jalen Brunson went on to be selected as well, his teammate, who now plays for the New York Knicks. And you have Josh Hart that plays for the New York Knicks as well. So there's going to be some reuniting going on, and obviously some great chemistry between a Donte DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, and a Jalen Brunson. And when I think of Donte DiVincenzo, I think of a straight up competitor. No doubt about it. Our team's going to get more competitive. They're going to become more fearless out there on the floor, and the chemistry is only going to get better because he's going to be in that second unit with the Josh Hart. He's going to be coming off of that bench. I do have some questions with the size of that bench, but even though Donte DiVincenzo's only 6'4". He's a strong 6'4", and he's a big-time competitor on the defense side of the basketball. Don't get me wrong, though. Height is a big thing in this league. There's going to be some matchups Donte DiVincenzo's not going to be able to keep up with when there's those very athletic guys that could cut back door but create on their own, like a Zach LaVine, for example. He's not able to keep up with that level of explosiveness, some guys shooting over him. But he has extremely great hands that he's able to pickpocket guys, and he does a really good job closing the gaps or closing the passing lanes. He has a very ridiculously high basketball IQ, and he's not a crazy athlete. He's someone that will wow you with a putback dunk, and he really does fight for offensive boards. He is a ball magnet. That's what I love about him. But he doesn't have crazy wiggle. He's a solid straight line driver, but he has some underrated creation in his game. He has some craftiness. But what I'm most excited about, not just like the basic reads out there on the floor, the overall competitiveness, he does add floor spacing ability to the New York Knicks, and I just love his ability to play without the basketball, which we need. I wish he had more size, but he's a great cutter without the ball. And give and go situations, like he can run that to perfection because he cuts just so hard. Dribble handoffs, I think he's going to excel at. He is very good range. He is beyond NBA range, beyond the 3-point line. But the big time question mark with him, though, obviously the chemistry with Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, that's gonna be awesome. But does he deliver in the playoffs? When he was a member of the Milwaukee Bucks, they held up that Larry O'Brien trophy without him, because when it came to them being up 3-0 on the Miami Heat during that finals run, they're up 3-1, and he goes on to have this foot injury, so he does not play for that entire rest of that finals run. The only time he played is when they're up 3-0, and he got hurt in the ceiling game that the Bucks were able to sweep in 4. His shooting splits were down when it came to the NBA playoffs recently with the Golden State Warriors. You know, when he was on the Kings, that's when they were in the position we weren't sure if they're gonna be a playoff team. You know, but his shooting splits went down. He was solid in Game 6, I would say. In that elimination game in the second round versus the Golden State Warriors or versus the LA Lakers, he hit a few threes. So that's just the big question mark. You obviously want someone that could step up and shoot it well from beyond the arc. But we signed him to this 4-year, $50 million contract, $12.5 million a year. Is that fourth year going to be a player option? Is it going to be a team option? But I'm excited for Donte DiVincenzo. But when you look at that bench, is he possibly going to kick out Grimes for that starting spot? I'm not sure. I don't think so, actually. But the bench now, you look at it, Emmanuel Quickly, who's 6'3", Josh Hart, who's 6'4", comes off the bench. Donte DiVincenzo, 6'4". You're missing that backup 4. We need a backup 4, but we know Hartenstein's size. Despite Josh Hart and Donte DiVincenzo being gifted defenders, I do think Josh Hart's better in that department, and Donte DiVincenzo's a better 3-point shooter. We still need some length. We need some athleticism to really bring to the table, and I love that Josh Hart tweeted out the thing like, Mikal Bridges, you commented, but he still has 3 more years left on his contract. But you look at Donte DiVincenzo's stats this prior season, He played 26 minutes per game, played 72 games. Shot 39.7% from three, which is ridiculously good on 5 attempts. So there's definitely the volume there. He had one of the most efficient years for his career, 43% from the field on 7 field goal attempts and he attempts 5 per game from beyond the arc. So he really was utilized as someone to stretch outside of the perimeter, but he can collapse. He can make those basic reads. He's not a ball hog. He knows how to play his role out there on the floor. And when he does dribble penetrate, sometimes he can get kicked off his spot, but he plays really strong. He tries to play as physical as possible, and sometimes he could just have those crafty plays he could just pull out of his ass at times. I'll pop up the one he did versus Sacramento, but let me know down below your thoughts. Do you think this is too much money? I don't really think this is that much money. It's not much different from the Jock Landale contract. They play different roles, but they're kind of like similar of what they're being asked to do. When I mean in their role, not too much outside of their box. I'm not saying who's better than the other player, but the market just crazy nowadays. And do you think another move's coming? Are we getting a backup four? Let me know down below your thoughts. Peace out, y'all.